What's happening, guys? Now, as you can see from the title of this video, it says what I don't like about my Mark 18. Not specifically the setup, but we'll get into that a little bit later in the video when we go front to back of the way I have my Mark 18 set up. Now, as you can see, not an SBR. I have the SB Tactical SBM4 brace. Personally, just didn't really want to wait for tax stamp for obvious reasons. Now, as you can see, a little multicolored. I bought the upper specifically off of a good friend of mine at an old job, not going to say where, and he was moving to basically better himself on a different career. So he sold the upper, arguably one of the cheapest Mark 18 uppers I've ever seen. Couldn't really pass up the opportunity. Now, it's a Daniel Defense Mark 18 upper. Now, I have Magpul set up as a single point sling right now. We'll be switching to a double point, personal preference. And this is actually on Gray Badger Firearms. It's a guy who lives in Gray, had a shop in Windham, and when he was there, he was having the lowers really cheap. So it's stamped with a Windham, Maine, right up the road from Windham Weaponry. I'm not sure if you all have heard of that company. Pretty large operation there. Has a mil-spec lower parts kit. I do have a Geisley Super Dynamic trigger on the way. So that's pretty standard. Magpul, pistol grip, just because it works. Doesn't really bother me right now. I have the Magpul flip-up sights, the M-Bus, just right now it's just what I had available. We'll be getting probably Knight's Armament. They're some of my favorite I've ever actually used. Now, it came with the gas buster charging handle with the silicone seal, because my buddy that I bought it off of was running a Surefire RC2 can on it. I'm keeping it on because I'll get to that in a minute when we get to the front of the gun on why. Now I have a different setup, a Smith & Wesson MP15 that I actually bought, and the previous owner had a T1 on it, which was perfect because I was looking at aim point to begin with, because in my opinion, they're the best optics out there. Can't beat the battery life or the durability. The T1 is sitting on a LaRue quick detach mount. Then heading towards the front, Mark 18 rail, obviously. Now I have a Streamlight. It's kind of large, but it was a good price. I may be switching to the Arisaka Series 600 light. Has a cloud defensive base pad or pressure pad mount, which I like personally. I think it's better than adhesive, and it came with the light setup. 1,000 lumens. Really nice, actually, for the price. It was like 180, 190 bucks. And so again, pretty simple setup. I will be investing in night vision, hopefully somewhere in the near future, but as you all probably know, not exactly a cheap thing to get into. Now, where the title of this video comes from, my only drawback from the Mark 18. This had a Surefire 3-prong brake on it that my buddy, when he was running the RC2, that's what he had it mounted to. That's going on the Smith & Wesson that I have. Now I have a Q Cherry Bomb. And as you can see, the light and the Cherry Bomb are absolutely torched. This thing is gassed to all hell. I don't mind it, but again, in the near future, you will see videos of me running this, and you will understand the absolute fireball. Again, a 10.3-inch barrel, short barrel, is going to usually shoot flames and have gas like crazy regardless. But this brake, a good friend of mine got the same suppressor as me. We're still waiting to get it back because the ATF, the Q Trash Panda, which is a QD, and it works with this brake. It's a great brake, full titanium, works really well, but it does not mitigate anything. Luckily, with the gas buster, it does kind of, hopefully we'll see with the suppressor, stop it from going back in my face completely. But Mark 18s are very overgas systems. Do I recommend Mark 18? Yes, it's probably one of my favorite, next to the Knights Armament SR15 or SR16, favorite short barrel setup. My friend who got the Trash Panda also, he has a Noveski 10.5 inch. Those three, I think, are probably the best on the market. Good companies also, BCM, which you all probably know that. But yeah, just a quick little video, simple setup. You will see lots of videos of me running this. And I have a little bit of space between the front sight. Obviously, I can flip it up, but because the way I grip it when I'm not using the light, to some people, obvious reasons, but because I don't want to have my thumb overbore on the light, because if you accidentally press it, if the need arises and it's actually a serious situation, you don't want that light going off unless you need be. So I hook my thumb to the front, which is another reason why I like the Cloud Defensive pressure pad holder, because it kind of gives me a good hook grip, but I could pull it into my shoulder really well. Little setup I saw a few guys running in a couple days on the range, and it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, again, the light, even being as cheap as it is, I haven't noticed any recoil impulses in the light. Obviously, all lights really get torched when they're up by the muzzle. Doesn't really affect it, but it is torched. But yeah, that's just one of my setups. I will put up videos, probably the Smith & Wesson. I'm working on building my Glock. Got a Dynamic Weapon Solutions slide in recently, so I have to finish with that. But this rifle is basically bomb-proof, or pistol, I should say. It's basically bomb-proof. I love it. It's what I use religiously on the range. What I will also have coming from Geisley is the Maritime bolt catch release. Right now I'm running just a mil-spec, the paddle. But yeah, pretty simple setup. Nothing really special about it. If there is a weapon that you would like to see a video on, again, I'm no expert by any means. Most people, like, you can go on YouTube and find reviews on anything. But that's just my personal setup, because I know a lot of people run Mark 18s. Everyone does different setups. That's mine. Like I said, maybe switching to an Arisaka light, a little smaller profile. Once I get the Q Trash Panda suppressor in, you will see videos on that, which I'm really excited. Supposedly it's good with the gas blowing back, and the thing is 12 ounces. It's insanely light, full titanium. So if you guys haven't checked out Q, arguably some of the best suppressors on the market. Price point comparatively to a Surefire. Yeah, so that's basically my setup. Things may change here and there, like the iron sights and so on and so forth. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to a Raiden Raptor charging handle. We'll see how this gas buster works. Again, I got it with the upper receiver, and it works. So I may be taking off the BCM grip because I do thumb over bore, and it's pretty comfortable for me to run no grip at all. That's shooter preference. Some people do, some people don't. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, that's my setup. Quick little video. Hope you guys enjoy. I will do probably a more in-depth video on this that will include B-roll of on the range. Hopefully I'll get my buddy around this weekend so you can check out his Noveski, and maybe some fitness videos if you guys want to see that, us doing our CrossFit thing, I guess. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and that's my Mark 18.